Good morning. Good morning. Everybody know me as Bishop. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about me. While I was incarcerated, I read so many books on credit building. I started building my credit from while I was on the inside. So now I'm able to go to banks and get money or go open up bank accounts or credit cards or go get a car loan or go get a mortgage loan because I built up my credit by first having the discipline of being able to learn about money or the discipline to know what to do with my money once I get it. Like I don't own a pair of Jordans, but I own stocks and shares of Jordan. So that's just the way your mindset gotta be.
After growing up on the south side of Chicago, Keelen Bishop found himself on a different path. After spending over 10 years in prison, Bishop was recently released in July and is working on a fresh start that involves mentorship, community, college, and art.
So everybody in here, I'm pretty sure is on a different level, different path, like knowing what their credit score is or knowing how to find a credit score or knowing what's on their credit report. So I printed out some just some information on what is a credit score. I only got 10 copies and I see 11 people, 2, 4, 6, 10. So I'm pretty sure most people is a little bit more advanced than other people knowing what credit scores is already. So how many people know what their credit score is right now? How many people don't know what their credit score is? How many people don't know how to even find out what their credit score is? How many people seen their credit report? The full, what's everything that's on there, like what's in your name, everything. All right. So most people already know what a credit score is. So it's saying that a credit score is a prediction of your credit behavior, such how likely you are able to pay back a loan on time based on the information that's on your credit report. So we can use the scenario as like if we was on the inside, you know who will be liable to pay you back and who won't be liable to pay you back, compared to a guy who goes to store every store and spent $200-300 a store, compared to a guy who gamble all day and owe 5-6 people. Who would you let borrow money? Common sense. So that's how these banks, these businesses, these places look at us. They look at like who we owe, how long have we been owing, or how much money we've been spending, our spending pattern, everything. So that's pretty much how I started. Like it's saying pretty much the typical ways to figure out your credit score or to figure out why your credit score is what it is, and it's these factors right here. Paying your bill on time was bill paying history. A lot of people don't know that every bill that we pay mostly can be on your credit report. A phone bill, a light bill, gas bill, you can get it put on there, even if it's not on there already. Your current unpaid debt gonna definitely show on there. So like if you got a car loan, it's gonna show that you owe $20,000 left. What else is on there? The number and type of loan accounts that you have. So you can have 5-6 different accounts. It could be credit, it could be shark loans, it could be mortgage. It's gonna show, everything gonna show on your credit report. How long have you had it? You might have had it for 6 months, you might have had it for 4 years, you might have had it for X amount of time. How much available credit you are using, which is called utilization rate, which is pretty much, if I'm giving you $3,000 credit, is you using up 100% of that credit, or is you using up 50% of it, or using up 30% of it? A good rule of thumb is 30, 33%, 30%. That's what everybody say. So if I give you $1,000 credit, they don't want you to use nothing but $300 or 30% of it, something like that. Also, new applications. So you going out on the phone every day or signing out for them applications, that's showing up on your report. Like they can see every time you get an inquiry. So it could be a hard inquiry, sometimes soft inquiry. And whether you have your debt sent to like collection agencies and whatnot. So that's pretty much how your credit score is configured. Credit scores range from 300 to 850. 300 mean it's bad, 850 mean perfect. So I'm not gonna say impossible, but it's pretty hard to get a perfect credit score. But you can get an excellent one though. So I'm gonna turn the page and it say, having a good credit score can be especially helpful when facing unexpected crises like a layoff. When lenders see you as trustworthy borrower, you are more likely to receive favorable offers or 0% financing if you ever like come through hard times or something. So all of us here probably gonna have a different method or theory about why we need credit. My theory might be I want to go buy as many houses or $1 million houses. Your theory might be you might just want to get a credit card to go shopping or build up your credit to go spend $10,000. They'll give it to you. They promise you they'll give it to you. Leave us a website, freecreditreport.com. You get your whole report. Get your whole everything that's on there. So in my experience and experience from other people, I don't have the negatives on my history. So I don't have no disputes, but it's ways to get disputes off your credit. So it's formats, it's templates where it's already written. So all that you got to do is just change a couple words and send it to the agency. If it's like a T-Mobile bill that's in your name that you don't even know nothing about, like you never had a T-Mobile phone, but it's ways to get them off your credit.
Listening to you, right?
All right.
And I've been gone since '96.
All right.
And the last part you just spoke on, I just went through.
No question.
Before I came out, somebody got my information, social security number and all that, put things in my name. So I had to get proof of incarceration to get that squash. Everything that was in my name, I had to get proof of that, and I had to get proof that I was incarcerated since this time, and that I never gave anybody my information. And everything ended up getting squashed.
So see, his experience in like doing credit freeze your credit, then
right. Like credit, like we speaking on now, I'm familiar with it because my wife put me up on it. She building my credit. The moment we got married, she put me on her account.
Yeah.
So she started building my credit, and my credit something now is like a 7 something.
And no question, that's called piggybacking. Becoming an authorized user. So that's a good way. That's actually on here. That's one of the best ways to do it. Even though your credit score 700, I done seen experience where you got an excellent credit score, and then you still might not get approved because they want to see pay stubs, they want to see history, they want to see track records. So having a good score is okay, but you got to have all the other components that come with it. But anybody else, I got questions, just feel free to stop me. I'm gonna flip the page. It say if your lender is pulling your score from they're gonna either pull it from Experian, TransUnion, or one of them. It's 3 of them, Equifax, and it's called a FICO credit score. Your score should be between 670 to 739 to have a good score, to have a good credit score. If they checking your Vantage score, which is TransUnion, you need to have a rate between 661 and 780. They say there's no way to predict which model whoever your lender is, the banker, whoever finna lend you some money, or pull from. It's just you can't have. There's no way.
I was under the impression that okay, part of the authorized user, right?
All right.
You attach your credit to someone else's card, and pretty much their credit score becomes your credit score.
If you become an authorized user, you can become an authorized user and not even have to even get access to their bank account. None. You just piggybacking.
Right.
So I don't think your credit score become their credit score, but it definitely improves your credit score.
Right.
For sure. If they got an 800, I'm pretty sure your stuff won't go to 800 just because you piggyback it, but it definitely will improve. That's one of the best ways that I have seen.
So based on when you said that they want to see like all the things that you've done to get this score, not just the credit score, what would that affect you as far as like, you trying to get a career, so if they gonna look like, okay, where's your history? You got to sure, but where's your history?
Your history is your pay stubs showing that you got that income, them phone bills, your T-Mobile phone bill, your Sprint
Credit
phone
card.
bill, your credit card, your secure credit card, bank account, assets. It depends on who you following or reading on. Like, it's guys out there that's supposed to be financial gurus, like the Dave Ramsey's, the Suze Orman and all of them. So even if you just sit and think, a credit score is good when if you're looking for like a mortgage or some more type of help.
True.
But if you wake up tomorrow a millionaire, your credit score will not change at all. It won't. You have $1 million, but your credit score will not change. So everybody look at it as
Much money.
so it's a correlation to it, but it's really not. Like, oh, how much money I got? That's how big my credit score gonna be. So it's really about payment history, the credit limits that you do have, how much of it is you using, utilization rate, how you paying it back, how many inquiries. It's just a lot of small stuff all compacted into one. There's no one formula to where if I do this, I'm gonna have a perfect credit score. If I do that, no, it's everybody's situation is different. The bottom, let's say how to improve your credit score if you have bad credit. All right. Afraid you can't improve your credit score, think again. This expert credit score dropped to 547 during last week's recessions, but it's back in the 800s now. Once you understand how credit scores work and what options you have to raise your credit score, you will be surprised to find that you don't need to be afraid of that 3-digit number if it's currently less than desirable. All right. As it turned out, your credit score is quite manageable. Here's are some options for improving it. Option 1, applying for a secure credit card. A secure credit card is nothing but a debit card, pretty much. But you loading the money up and you can spend it like a credit card versus getting a regular credit card where you don't have to load no money up. They give you credit to go spend. That's the only thing different between a secure credit card. That's a good way to start building your credit. So you can go to Chase, put $500 into your checkings account, wait a couple days, come back and say, can I open up a secure credit card or give me a credit card account and use my savings as collateral or use my debit card as collateral? It's a win-win for them. They can't lose because you already got the money inside the bank.
That's a great point. And that's what I'm talking about when you're talking about your bank account.
Yeah.
You notice when you go for a loan, they're gonna ask you for your, they're gonna want your routing number or your bank account. They're gonna want the social security number because they're gonna see how much money in the payment history in your bank account. You got some money in the bank, they're more willing to say, okay, we're going to trust you. That's what credit is about.
Pretty much like collateral. We're gonna say it's collateral. Like, I got $100,000 house. Let me borrow $100,000. Of course, I'll give you $100,000 because this house worth $100,000. And if you default on your payments, I got your house. Why wouldn't I let you borrow it?
And that's when they go up for auction after that when you don't play.
No question. Besides secure credit cards, another way to build your credit, apply for a card marketed towards consumers with poor or average credit. And them be like department store cards, gas station cards. Actually, my girl, she got the Victoria's Secret card and went crazy with it.
Right.
I was buying everything I needed and paying it back on time. Then bills come and everything happened. Now you can't pay it. Now it's on your credit because you want to go buy Victoria's Secret. You know what I'm saying?
So that become a red flag.
It's
Do it.
not just to do it, it's about having the discipline. If they give you any type of credit, gas station, any type of department store card, just because they give you $1,000 store credit at Target don't mean you're gonna spend the whole $1,000 at Target. And then I'm gonna give you a secret that I've learned from experience. You get better deals when you spending cash instead of with credit. For example, if we go to one of them little furniture stores and when it say same as same day payment or 10 day payment, 90 day same, it's not. Because if you do, say the couch costs $1,000, with all the interest and all the fees, you probably spend an extra $400, $500, so it'd be $1,500. But that same $1,000 couch, you walk in there with $800 in your hand, like I got this 800. You think they're gonna turn that down? So you just save $500-600 by having cash. You know what I'm saying? So it's always the thought to be like cash over credit, because you're gonna always save. But people don't think like that. People think of instant gratification, the now and all that. So I can get it now, but you're gonna end up paying more. You know what I'm saying? So that's not a rule of thumb to think about always, instead of before you open up credit. More ways to build your credit. They got so many things they invented to these days. Like I think it's something called Klarna or something, where they help you build your credit. All type of online department stores just help you build your credit. Pretty much gotta do your own research. I'm on the page where it say auto pay. Auto pay is where you hook your checking account, bank account, credit card up to your bills. So yeah, automatically pay. You ain't gotta worry about it. If you keep a substantial amount of money in your bank account to where you ain't living paycheck to paycheck. So my first deal was, yeah, it was the next page over after we were talking about. It was two pages over. Yeah. So my first goal was to have $1,000 in my savings account, just in there. Then I calculated all of my expenses, my rent, my car note, insurance, whatever, how much I pay for gas, how much I pay for food, and times that by 6. So I got $1,000 in my bank, and I have 6 months of living expenses saved up. So you want to have some type of security, just in case COVID-19 hit or you lose your job or recession, whatever. So you want to get that. So while you with auto pay, that's pretty much automatically paying your bills. We all living lives. We can't remember to pay a $55 T-Mobile bill until it get cut off. But that's the power of auto pay. And that's a good strategy to use when you want to pay your bills, because that's gonna help you.
How much do you trust the bank? Like you go to the bank, you have they appoint you a bank.
I used to feel the same exact way. When I was 18, 19, 20, I always had this theory in my mind: if I put my money in the bank, it's gonna disappear. I always feel like that. Like, so whenever I do put money in the bank, I go right to the ATM and take it all out. I used to always do that. But they got something called, what's that when they give you like insurance, like up to 250,000 FDIC insurance. I think that started in 1933 after the recession. You can get text alerts every time you spend anything. It comes right to your phone. You spend $10 at the gas station. You can. It's all type of strategies. But when you say trust your banker, you talking about like with your finances. Like, say if you put $10,000 in the bank, how you know the banker won't steal your money?
So when you go to the bank and you sit with a banker, here it is, they're advising you on this and that.
All right.
Well, I read the question is how much can you trust in the advice of that banker?
Just it depends on pretty much what bank you go to. Like I'm at PNC, so it's so many different strategies to look at. Like you might want to go get a bank account and a credit card just to get on airplanes, or you might want to get a bank account to get business trips, or you might want to get, it's all different type of accounts. I got a student account, so I get different perks than a person with a regular account. So I'm saying, so it's also good when you do go to your bank and read them fine prints, because I just actually was reading a guy, he at SOFTWEAR, and I was reading the fine print, and it was so hard to read because they don't want you reading it.
Right.
So I'm looking like, you know, it's a mess. You cannot read. It's not even like the print is so bold and so distorted. You can't read what you signing. So I'm like, but I haven't really heard anything bad about SOFTWEAR.
Like that. If you owe child support, your bank account will disappear.
Yeah,
absolutely.
See, they
won't leave you one penny.
Even if you got more than And then what you owe child support?
Yeah, say you owed, I owed $6,000. That's
All right.
all I owed. I had $1,600 in the bank. I went to the ATM machine to take out $20, insufficient funds. I went inside the bank. They explained to me, you owe child support. They got every penny. Yeah, I
But they
just
can't
know
take-
I didn't, they said I didn't have any money left in my account.
You had $1,600
$1,600 and they took every penny of it.
because you owe
I
$6,000.
owed $6,000.
Right. So they can do that. I thought they can take your money to pay toward that.
So my answer to Warren would be just, if you even feel like it's something suspicious, just go to another bank. Go try other options, but yeah, but that's just the faith you have to have into your banker, the faith you have to have into the person controlling your finances, because anything can happen. She can walk with her from her computer and somebody else can walk up and see your information and steal it. But that's nothing like you gotta worry about. Like I wouldn't worry about if I can trust my banker or not, because that's their job to do what they gotta do, even in the interest of the bank, making money or whatever they doing, helping you as the customer. So I'm gonna go over the biggest credit score myth. So, like any industry, credit and lending is always changing. As the economy fluctuates ups and down, and federal regulation change to provide new guidelines and protections for consumers, it's no surprise that credit card issuers change the qualifications for their financial services and products. You've probably heard a lot of credit card myth from people who have been in the game for a long time, but the truth is you shouldn't always listen to them. And we're gonna go with myth number one. You should never close your oldest credit card account. Experts always want us closing a credit card, especially your oldest one, since it has a negative impact on your credit score. Closing your oldest card is bad for two reasons. It can lower your overall credit utilization ratio, which we keep talking about, and shorten the length of your credit history. Two major factors in determining your score, and that's what them two major factors are. But if you have a strong mix of credit products and big enough credit limit that you don't go over 30% credit usage ratio, and only a few recent inquiries, the dip will likely be a blip on the radar. So pretty much it's saying, don't close your oldest credit card, because that's showing your history and it'll make your usage rate smaller. Myth two, you need a perfect credit score. No, I don't believe that. Does having a perfect credit score really matter? Experts say that a score of 760 or above will likely get you all the same benefits and the best deals on mortgages and auto loans. In fact, only 1.6 of Americans have a perfect 850 credit score. 1.1%. So I'm going to keep going to myth three. Carrying a balance help your credit score. Carrying a balance on your credit card doesn't help your credit score. It only has the potential to hurt it, and it will end up becoming expensive over time, paying interest. Not to mention, it's a waste of money to pay interest on your balance if you can't afford to pay off your credit card bill in full each month. So you'll be paying interest on top of interest, or you'll be getting tax interest on your interest. So that's the craziest thing I ever heard. Right. And it's also, you might got to look at the fine print. It's also, so even if you paying your bills on time every month and 6 months don't want to pass, that 6 month that you missed that bill, the 6 months that you pay on time gonna add to that. So you might gotta look at it like, and it's crazy. So I done seen it. And if you really look at it, like I said, coming with cash, it'd be better. You can stack up, like you said, for a car. If you want to go get a car note for $600 a month, you can save that $600 for 3-4 months and have a car full paid, no note. 6, 12, 18, you can go get a car for $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 just to get you to A to B, keep stacking, get you a $5,000 car, keep stacking, get you a $10,000 car. That's the blueprint that people should find, but everybody want to go instant gratification. Let me go get the best car on the market. Let me go switch that and go get some rims and all that, but you really don't need all that. Yeah, man. Let's see, myth number 4, checking your credit score with Lord. Checking your credit score is considered a soft pull, which doesn't affect your credit score. Action such as applying for a credit card, which require a hard pull, temporarily deems your credit score. So if you look on your credit report on creditkarma.com, it's gonna show you how many hard inquiries you got, what debt you got, what you got in your name, what bills you owe. So
if you go to a bank, ask for $5,000 loan, they deny you. You don't want to keep running around the banks the same day asking for those loans, because each time you get denied, it's lowering your credit score.
ain't no question.
Right.
So pretty much the bank, when they deny you, they're gonna send you a letter in the mail. It's telling you why you've been denied. So it's gonna tell you you don't have enough assets, your work history, or no enough payments on time, or you got this in your name and that. So they're gonna tell you why you didn't get approved. You can just ask them, like, why didn't I get approved? But they're gonna tell you, they're gonna send you a letter. So this is the end of it. This is a couple keywords that we should get familiar with, because it's called lingo. Like, we can't be talking about credit and not knowing different words about credit. So let's say credit bureau. Credit bureau is an agency that aggregates information about your credit history and reports it to financial institutions and other parties, such as real estate and auto companies. The 3 main credit bureaus are Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. When I was locked up, I wrote them a letter, and they sent me my credit report in the mail, right back in the mail, showing me what was on there. Most companies and banks and places, when they collect our information, they make money by selling our information. So they sell our history, our payment history, they sell what we searching, they seeing what we buying, they seeing, like, so people who think they can outsmart a credit card company, you really can't, because they know everything about us, from what time we wake up to, I'm getting over because I'm getting free air miles now, because they know some people who spend billions and billions and billions of dollars a year just knowing everything about us. So that's why credit bureaus and all of them, they get their money from selling our credit score to people. If you ever become a property owner and you rent to tenants, you're gonna be paying to look at their backgrounds, and that's how them people get their money. Credit limit. Credit limit is the maximum amount of money that you can be charged to a credit card. Credit limit may also be known as line of credit, credit line, or spending limit. So that's another, we keep saying about the utilization rate. If you go get a secured credit card for $300 and you put the $300 in the bank, typically you're supposed to spend only $30 of that. But if you want to spend $300 of it, just go put 3,000 in there. So you just spend 300. So that's why they say credit limit. Your credit report is what we've been talking about. Is an aggregation of your credit history. Credit report includes detailed information on credit accounts, such as your payment history, your balances, account opening dates, and more. It shows everything. It shows the date that you paid your first payment, your second payment. It shows all types of stuff on there. This information can be summed up in a credit score. Then it's showing how you get your credit score. Definition of a credit score is the 3-digit number that represents your credit worthiness. The most common type of credit score is the FICO score, whatever it's called, FICO scores. The score range from 300 to 850. The higher the credit score, the better. Credit utilization rate, which we keep saying, we're gonna just keep thinking about that, because we all can go out there, we all gonna be able to get credit at some point. It's just how you use it, being responsible, and being able to know the knowledge of how to keep building your credit and what to do when they give it to you. They're gonna give it to you, even if they just taking a chance on you. You go in there and not have nothing, no bank account, nothing. They might give you a chance. You never know. Credit utilization rate, also known as your credit utilization ratio, or CUR. This number is the amount of credit you use compared to the amount that you have available. So if you have an $800 credit card balance and you have 2,000 credit card balance, your CUR is 40%. So you're using 40% of your total balance that you have. which is a little bit over the thumb rule, but experts recommend using below 30%. So you don't want to go get a credit card just to go max it out, pretty much. Just use it responsibly and just
Keep paying the bill.
keep paying the bills and keep paying your bills. But if anybody got any questions, I don't know if anybody credit messed up in here, like it's just horrible to where you don't know how to fix it or yours.